In this video, I wanted to talk about how your coworkers are not automatically your friends. And I don't mean this in a negative or in a bitter way, because yes, there are coworkers who can still become real, genuine friends, like people who stay in your life even after you leave a job. But if I'm being honest, those kinds of connections are actually very rare these days. I've been working for quite a while now. I've worked in my home country and now overseas. And I've been in the workforce for the last 2 decades. And I've worked with people from different countries, with different cultures, different personalities and behaviors. And one thing I've learned over time is that not everyone you work with is meant to be your friend. That's the sad reality. At the end of the day, most of us are just there for the same reason: to clock in, do our job, earn money, and go home. We spend about 8, 10, sometimes even 12 hours together. So, of course, naturally, we will talk, laugh, we will share stories just to make the day feel lighter. And sometimes, because of that, it starts to feel like friendships. And I get it, especially when you're new, you wanted to be liked. You want to be approachable, respectful, easy to work with. You want people to like you, right? I remember when I first started working, I was so shy, and at the same time, I was trying so hard to please everyone. I became a people pleaser without even realizing it. I had a hard time saying no, even when I was already overwhelmed with my own task. And if someone asked for help, I would just immediately say yes because, even if it meant I had to sacrifice my own work or energy, at least they'll think I'm nice, right? And eventually I noticed that I was the one doing more, the one getting exhausted, while others were just, you know, comfortable. There was also a time when I became too open. Like I shared personal stories, things about my life, thinking that it was safe because we were close. But then I started observing and I noticed how some of these people that we thought are friends, coworkers slash friends, would talk about others behind their back, even the ones they actually called their best friends at work. That was kind of like a wake up call for me because if they can do that to someone they've known for years, what more for someone like me, right? Who's still new to the team. That's when I slowly learned to like step back and be more careful about what I share and who I trust. And I think this is something I'm noticing again. It's like a pattern, especially with the newly hires at work. We have a lot of new coworkers. You can tell that they are trying to build connections, trying to be friendly, which is, completely normal, but sometimes they don't really see the full picture yet. They don't know the dynamics, the personalities, or even the intentions of the people around them. I had this moment recently where one of the new staff was feeling sad because she got assigned to a different department, which is our department, away from her friends, which is basically her batchmates during the training. And when I heard that, I just thought, she has a long way to go. And she's definitely Gen Z. Like she's only like in her early 20s. I used to be like that when I first joined the workforce. I mean, just because you went through training together or you laugh together during breaks doesn't always mean those people are your real friends. I mean, I even witnessed how some of the people she considers her friends were joking about her in a way that felt a bit disrespectful, in my opinion, because they visited her one time in our department and I was just like next to them when they were like, it's not my intention to hear what they're talking about, but because they're just next to me, it's impossible for me not to hear them. These girls are trying to make fun of her in a way like they're not taking her seriously, and she just laughed it off, maybe because she didn't want to lose that connection with them. And okay, yeah, I get it. We all want to feel belong. But sometimes in trying to belong, we ignore the small signs that these people don't actually value us the same way. Over time, I've learned that it's okay to be friendly, to be kind, to work well with everyone, but you also need boundaries. You don't have to share everything, you don't have to say yes to everything, and you definitely don't have to treat everyone like they are your close friend or family. You did not sign a contract that involves those conditions, right? So you can be civil, respectful, and still keep a certain distance that protects your peace. Because at the end of the day, work is still work, and not everyone there has the same heart as you, the same intentions, or the same definition of friendship. And it might be hard to accept that, but in the long run, you will understand it, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to become cold or distant. It just means you become more aware or become more selective and more grounded in yourself. Like for me, learning this actually made things a lot easier. I became more comfortable being on my own, not forcing any kind of connections to anyone, not trying to please everyone, and not taking things too personally. And in a way, it gave me a different kind of peace. So if I sense that the vibe is off, I don't force it. So if you're someone who is just starting out, or maybe you're new in your company, you're new in the group, maybe you're in that phase where you feel like your coworkers are your whole circle, just take it easy, take your time, be a very good observant, observe or scan your surroundings. Do not rush into trusting people too quickly. I know that it's hard to do, but this is also because nobody warned us, you know? So now that hopefully if you're watching this video and you are in that situation, I am already giving you this heads up. Do not rush into trusting people too quickly, because real friendships will reveal themselves over time, and you won't have to force them for it to feel natural, light, and easy. I'm just curious, have you ever experienced something like this at work? Do you see your coworkers as friends, or do you keep that boundary as well? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.